Hello friends, welcome to Dr. Bapuji Salonke Institute of Engineering and Technology's e-learning platform. Let me introduce myself first. I am Mr. S.V. Gadkar, currently working as a lecturer in Mechanical Engineering Department, and I am going to teach you the very important and interesting subject, the elements of machine design. The subject code is 22564. This is teaching and examination scheme for the elements of machine design. In teaching scheme, L stands for lecture, T stands for tutorial, and P stands for practical. So in teaching scheme, we have 4 lecture hours and 2 practical hours in a week. We have no tutorial for these elements of machine design, so the total credits for the subject is of 6 hours in a week. Examination scheme contains theory as well as practical marks. Theory end semester exam is of 70 marks, that is your final board exam, and theory progressive assessment contains 30 marks. Also, practical end semester exam is of 25 marks and practical progressive assessment is of 25 marks. So the total weightage for the elements of machine design is of 150 marks. These are the course outcomes for the elements of machine design. The first course outcome is to select the suitable materials for designing machine elements. Second course outcome is to design joints and levers for various applications. Third course outcome is to design power transmission elements like shafts, keys and couplings. Fourth course outcome is to recommend the power screws and suitable fasteners for the different applications. Fifth course outcome is to choose springs for various applications, and the last course outcome is to select the standard components with their specifications from manufacturer's catalog. For these subjects we have total 6 units. First unit is fundamentals of design. Second unit is design of joints, levers and offset links. Third unit is design of shafts, keys and couplings. Fourth unit is design of power screws and fasteners. Fifth unit is design of springs, and last unit is selection of anti-friction bearings and gears. So without wasting much time, let's start with the first unit, that is the fundamentals of design. For this unit we have 14 teaching hours. Total 14 marks are reserved for this first unit. Before start with actual syllabus, we will discuss few concepts that we have already learned in subject strength of materials. So we discuss some mechanical properties of materials. The first important property is strength. The ability of the material to resist failure under the action of applied load is called as strength. एखाद्या बॉडीवर जर आपण एक्सटर्नल फोर्स अप्लाय केला तर त्या बॉडीमध्ये एक नॅचरल टेंडन्सी असते की ज्यामुळे ती बॉडी तो लोड बिअर करू शकते. सो एखाद्या बॉडीची मॅक्सिमम लोड बिअर करण्याची जी काही कॅपॅसिटी असते तिलाच आपण स्ट्रेंथ म्हणतो. सेकंड प्रॉपर्टी इज इलास्टिसिटी. It is the property of the material by virtue of which the material regains its original shape and size on the removal of external forces acting on it. All metals, rubber are elastic in nature. एखाद्या बॉडीवर सपोज की एखादी रबरची बॉडी असेल तर त्या बॉडीवर आपण एक्सटर्नल फोर्स अप्लाय केला तर त्या बॉडीमध्ये शेप आणि साईज यांच्यामध्ये चेंजेस जाणवतात. दॅट इज आपण त्याला डिफॉर्मेशन म्हणतो. हे डिफॉर्मेशन जर टेम्पररी असेल म्हणजेच हे डिफॉर्मेशन जर ओरिजिनल स्टेटला रिगेन होत असेल तर अशा बॉडीजना आपण इलास्टिक बॉडी म्हणतो. नेक्स्ट प्रॉपर्टी इज प्लास्टिसिटी. It is the property of the material by by virtue of which the material does not regain its original shape and size on the removal of external force acting on it. Lack of elasticity is termed as plasticity. एखाद्या बॉडीवर एक्सटर्नल फोर्स अप्लाय केल्यानंतर जर ती बॉडी तिचा ओरिजिनल शेप अँड साईज रिगेन करत नसेल, म्हणजेच जर ती बॉडी परमनंटली डिफॉर्म होत असेल तर तिला आपण प्लास्टिक बॉडी म्हणतो. इलास्टिक बॉडीमध्ये डिफॉर्मेशन हे टेम्पररी असते आणि प्लास्टिक बॉडीमध्ये डिफॉर्मेशन हे परमनंट असते. एक्झाम्पल्स आर क्ले अँड लीड. Next property is stiffness. It is the ability of the material to resist elastic deformation under the action of external load. Example, steel beam is more stiffer than aluminum beam. आपण जर दोन मेटल रॉड्स कन्सिडर केले ज्याच्यामध्ये एक स्टील आणि दुसरा ॲल्युमिनियम असेल आणि दोन्ही रॉड्सवर किंवा दोन्ही बीम्सवर आपण इक्वल क्वांटिटी ऑफ एक्सटर्नल फोर्स अप्लाय केला तर आपण सांगू शकतो की ॲल्युमिनियम बीम और बार जो आहे तो स्टीलपेक्षा इझिली डिफॉर्म होतो. म्हणजेच आपण येथे स्टील हा ॲल्युमिनियमपेक्षा जास्त स्टीफ आहे असं म्हणू शकतो. Next property is ductility. It is the ability of the material to be drawn out into wire under the action of tensile force. The examples of ductile materials are mild steel, copper, aluminum, silver. Generally, ductile materials हे टेन्शन मध्ये स्ट्रॉंग असतात. Next property is malleability. It is the ability of the material to be beaten into thin sheets by hammering or rolling without rupture. Examples: gold, lead, brass, copper, aluminum, silver. Next property is brittleness. It is the property of the material due to which it can be directly broken without any further deformation. Glass, cast iron, concrete, chalk, stone, brick are the examples of brittle materials. आपण जर ग्लास हे एक्झाम्पल घेतले तर ज्यावेळी ग्लास तुटते त्यावेळी ग्लासमध्ये खूप कमी प्रमाणात किंवा काहीच डिफॉर्मेशन दिसत नाही. ग्लास breaks very suddenly when the load on the glass exceeds. So, a material that exhibits little or no plastic deformation at failure is called as brittle material. Next property is hardness. It is the ability of the material to resist penetration by a hard material. For example, diamond is the hardest material. जर आपण ग्लास आणि वूड कंपेअर केले तर वूडवर इझिली स्क्रॅच येतो पण ग्लासवर इझिली स्क्रॅच येत नाही, म्हणून ग्लास वूडपेक्षा हार्ड आहे. Next property is toughness. It is the ability of the material to absorb shock energy up to fracture. Mild steel, brass, manganese, wrought iron are some examples of tough materials. The toughness of the material decreases when it is heated. It depends upon both strength and ductility of the material. Next property is fatigue. It is the property of the material by virtue of which it resists failure of the material under many cycles of loading. When a material is subjected to repeated stresses, it fails at stresses below the yield point stresses. Such type of failure of a material is known as fatigue. For example, this property is considered in designing of shafts, connecting rods, springs, gears, etc. Last property is creep. The continuous deformation of the material which increases with time under constant load at high temperature is called as creep. For example, you can take the example of Boilers. Boilers are mainly subjected to the constant load for long period of time at high temperature. So the failure of the boiler mainly occurs due to the creep phenomena. So in this small session we have discussed the different mechanical properties of the materials. I hope you understand everything. If you have any queries, you can always contact me at the following number. Thank you.